as you look at the US, do you see what's been going on in the US in the last few years with a big explosion of the fiscal debt, with a failure of politicians really to get to terms with it, with a growing dependency on benefits, a growing proportion of the population dependent on the government? Do you see signs that the US is going the way of Europe and the way, unfortunately, Europe finds itself now?
I hope not. I hope no, because it is absurd to establish in Europe the same problems that the development of welfare state in Europe. But I only consider that the policy of current administration, of the new current administration, is to export inflation.
Export inflation?
Export inflation. Yeah. And to put money, and money, more money, every day, more money. Well, it's not an example of good policy.
That's the Federal Reserve, you're saying, doing that, really, right, is it? Or, yeah.
So is it called Federal Reserve? Federal Reserve. But you must establish very serious programs to cut spends. I personally share the idea that lower taxes is better for our economy. No more taxes, less cut programs and expenses, and to put the economy to work. This is all artificial decisions in the economy created more problems in the future, I believe, not only for the US, but as well for different regions in the country, and not improve the competitiveness of this country. This is my personal view. I hope that in the next weeks can be an agreement, a compromise between both parties about this cliff problem, but it's necessary to extend this for the future. But the responsibility of this country is very important. The tendency of the world is now there's some chaotic tendencies. The only country with capacity to establish some order in the world is the US. But it's, let me say, not leading behind the sense. Not leading behind the sense. Trying to lead him behind the sense is to continue in this tendency of the world more problematic, of chaotic, with lack of commitment, the possible allies of the US.